we decide on what to do, this is the kind of thing that you're trying to leverage on the resources of everybody in this group. We're mostly media persons and grassroots organizers, which means collectively, if you put our contacts and relations, I think, and I might be wrong here, but I think we'll be able to do even much more than they can do. You know, this is my gut reaction. Yeah, there is already a group, and these are the people who already suffer the situation. Now there is an outside group, because you see, there's always a difference. I'm sure you know this woman that calls, she's called Spivak. Can the subaltern speak? You know, people in marginalized position, can they speak? Can they speak for themselves? Yes, they can speak for themselves. But speaking is not about content alone. It's also about who is saying it.
Yeah.
It is who is saying it and how that person is saying it and the reach of a person. Because you are not involved, I think, this is just me thinking on my feet, that there are possibilities of not being too immersed, involved in the situation. But you can objectively or stand outside of it and create things. You can moderate. In case they were going to have some kind of dialogue, we who are outside are not going to be too invested that will be emotional. We can be as objectives, you know, bring all the parties together. And at the end of it all, what are the lessons that we're going to learn? How do you help marginalized groups to speak out? Is what the lesson is here for me. I really wish Dr. Pride and Mrs. Lillian can come and educate us more. But from what I can see, from going to their website, these are people who are really, really psychologically oppressed. And nobody, like, they're not even visible in traditional media.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for a certain that I have seen an interview in Zambia. I have never seen anyone in Nigeria. And Zambia is a small place, so it is possible to allow them speak and give them the public sphere. I don't think it ever happened in Nigeria.
But they have a platform already, right? Because they have their own.
They have a social media platform. They're a registered organization. It is intersexnigeria.org, which means that, yes, they have registered, they are known, but who knows them? What are they saying? Now you can see that they are even getting funding, you know, but we need to interface with them to know. They're getting funding to a point that the deadline for application for the director of programs is 17th of June 2024. So they are organizing themselves together. They have a website. You know, what I don't know is who is behind the organization, who is giving them funding and stuff and all of that. You know, but to be an outsider and to help organize, it's like you would see that most people who are supporting the Gaza struggle are not people from there.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the struggle, it gives it credibility. Anyway, as time goes on, once we Chairman, that was just supposed to be a tete-a-tete, you can please take over. You can still take over the meeting. If anybody knows how to get Dr. Chude and Mrs. Pride, it will be nice. Today is what? Today is Monday. Okay, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, I think that thank you, Brother Colley, who is running who is scared of the tag of a professor.
I'm not scared. It's what they did to this man. The man they say is the father of the internet. Instead of him to have told them, I'm not, and then he kept quiet until when
he kept quiet.
until Yawa come gas.
Anyway, yeah. So the issues that I wanted to discuss tonight, you know, are those that have been raised in the group. For instance, on the filing of the application itself, you know, to ensure that that responsibility has been designated. That's one. And then some questions around the draft constitution. And I've asked the lawyer that is running that shift to be on. He has signed in, so he will be able to explain or take questions about the constitution. And I think those are the two broad things: the application, who are the people that are designated to do that. So maybe let's just clarify that first. So, Colley, do you have any information for us on this? Shehu, can you mute? Shehu, can you mute your phone? We are hearing your TV. Yeah. So Colley, I wanted to say that how do we go about designating person or persons to be in charge of filing the application? That's the first issue.
How far the last time we met, there was this talk about search, and it looks as if the name has been searched and is accepted. I think what we should be finding out is how far has the lawyer gone? Because the next thing, Princess had asked the question, how are we going to raise the funds to do all of the things that we need to do concerning registration? That is still pending. You know, for now, it is like, yes, it's already in the hands of the lawyer to say, this is what has to be done. This is what as at the last time, they told us what was possible, and that this is today is the 3rd of June. We're looking at the 12th of June. So there's very little time left. You know, the registration is one, and it can go simultaneously with the opening of the bank account and the placement in the newspaper. These are the processes of which I am not supposed to discuss.
Okay, Colley, the point is that I thought that we can proceed in the interim with filing the application since it's online, and we have a name. We have. I thought we also agreed to have a working email. So are you saying that before we can actually apply, we need to have fully registered? Is that the point?
I have no such knowledge at all. From the info I have gathered so far, I do not know, except the legal mind. The legal mind can go into the application process on our behalf, take a look at it and see what they're demanding, and be able to advise us on what needs to be done. That much is what I have no experience in this kind of thing. No, but
okay.
I would defer to those who have knowledge about it. And I think Brother Aaron seem to have some ideas about what to do and how to do it.
But Aaron, do you have any contribution here?
He just muted himself. He was on mute. Okay, good. It's now on mute.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Pastor Laulu said the lawyer is proceeding with the registration. I thought I heard that. That means the name is approved. And once the name is approved, that means our application for registration with CAC will be approved. In my estate here, our association, which was just registered with CAC, operated for many years before we filed the papers. So I'm not saying that we will operate for many years. I'm just saying that it is possible to proceed once the filing process is ongoing with our application, knowing that the name has been approved. And that same thing has happened to an NGO I belong to. Yes, that is what happened to. Did I help in any way?
Oh, okay. Wanted to show that you are. Yeah. Well, so that's thank you, Aaron. So I share the same impression. You know, as a matter of fact, I had thought, rightly or wrongly, that Dr. Chude Pride had commenced the registration online, but he's not here now to respond to that. So I believe that, or I thought that the registration, the application is in progress while we are trying to work on the registration. But let's hear from
Yes.
from the lawyer. You know, Tolu, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Good evening, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, so how long? Okay, let me just for the benefit of everybody, we have a name, and that name has been approved. Tolu?
Not yet, sir. Not yet, sir. In the sense that what
but the name is available. The name is available.
Not yet, because how it works now is you put in every information, and we were waiting for the last trustee that was meant to be before it was changed. And then I also mentioned to Mr. Sheung that, and I also mentioned last time here that every detail has to be put in, including the constitution. So if the constitution is not settled, because once everything in the first stage is put in, then we now get what we call now consent. So it's after the consent, every other details has been put in. The remaining things is just to now put in the minutes and the newspaper publication and all. So it's just the constitution, because I'd already gone ahead with the constitution already. But I've removed the observation that Mr. Sheung raised as to residing in Nigeria.
So, Sheung, what do we need to get the consent? What do we need to do? What
we have everything now, sir. We have everything. We have everything. Yes. So we're just waiting for CAC now to give us a response as to which name. We are putting in 3. If there is a particular name that we really want, I would suggest we just stick to that name alone then.
The preferred name is the first one, but I think we were
It's the
advised
first
that
one, yes.
we have to do more than one.
More than one, yes.
Yeah. So can we do just one name? Does
We
it
can
make
do
it
just
faster?
one name. We can do just one name.
Does that make it faster?
The only thing is, if it's not available, then we have to now do the process again. But if we have 3 names, anyone that is available, they can always approve.
Okay, so we keep the names that we have. The next question I want to ask you is that, so what is delaying us from filing now? You said that everything is in place.
Everything is in place now. Everything is in place now. So it's already in with CAC, just waiting for the approval.
Okay. And the same thing, so if anybody has any issue with the constitution, we can always correct that one on our own later.
Much later, yes, it can even be corrected within to run as a constitution. And if you want it to be filed with CAC, that can be done after the registration.
That's correct.
Okay, can I move a motion that the constitution with the amendment, the friendly amendment suggestion be accepted as the constitution of this body? And if there's anybody to second that, it can be recorded at this meeting, and it's also been, we're recording the Zoom that can serve as minutes of the meeting.
Documentation. Yeah.
Yes, that we have, a motion has been moved that the constitution be accepted as amended. If there are anybody who will second, yes.
Yeah.
Supported.
Thank you, Colin.
I support the motion.
Pastor Aaron? All right, good. So Dr. Colin moved it and Pastor Aaron seconded it. So we have the constitution. Whatever changes we need to make down the road, we can do. The next question for the lawyer is, how quickly can we get the approval of the registration?
Or the consent?
I trust we should, the consent, yeah, I trust we should have it this week.
Okay. All right.
We should have it this week.
So when you say this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
By Friday.
Latest by Friday. All right. Now, so we really need somebody to start working on the application online. That's the decision that we need to now take now. And I don't think, that shouldn't be difficult at all. Just like Pastor Aaron had said, we will work with the first name, whatever else they require, we can use an email. Whoever is doing it can come up with an email that, some of us can also have access to. And if we prefer, we can ask Sheung to set up an email right away, that is maybe, abbreviation of the words to form a Gmail. You can create that. But I thought that Dr. Chudi, who is unfortunately not here, I thought he was going to be running that and making progress with that. Because as it is, there shouldn't be anything at this point to cause a delay in the practical, application online. Really. Because we can change information as we go.
Point of information, sir.
Yes.
Okay, there are 3 things working right now. The first is that Mrs. Pride, Lillian Pride, has done a concept paper. That concept paper went to Brother Amadu. And from there, he was supposed to help generate what will be populated in the application online. But the submission, and so that's going to be a Word document, right? The answers will be there. But the submission, the entry of it can only be done by the chair, who is going to take custody of the eventual lodgement of the funds. It cannot be done by somebody else and
Oh,
then
okay.
submitted.
I didn't know
So
that. Oh,
it is
my.
just going to be a word. Once the responses that have been asked is done in Word, we all look at it. If there's anything we want to add or want to change, we can change it in Word. All the chair has to now do is just copy and paste it there, copy and paste in the live application. And when it gets to submit, just submit. That's it.
Okay. All right.
That's how far. No, so it is.
I didn't know that at all.
Maybe we need like 24 hours to look at the concept paper. And Brother Amado has raised, and he keeps raising the same questions, that what are the moving parts in this project? And that's why before the meeting started, I was trying to explain, once we voted that the target audience, the marginalized target audience we'll be dealing with will be the intersex group. The next thing is, what innovative ways do we want to construct the programming? That I'm not sure, and it's just a pity that Dr. Chude is not around. Would have been able to answer that, or maybe brainstorm to say, this is what and what we want to do. So let me just fly a few kites, and if it doesn't work, it's fine. So we know that is the intersex group. Brother Amado asked a question, how many are they? And I responded that I don't think it's a question of numbers. The data will never be available. It's an NGO on its own that has been registered. And they're actually hiring, or there's an application process to hire a director of programs for the Intersex Nigeria, which means that they're a serious group. The question, once I stumbled on that, was that why can't they speak for themselves? Why can't we encourage them to apply for the funding? I would answer that myself, that a different and outside body who has a cumulative experience, because if we look at those that have opted to be members of this proposal writing group, our collective contacts horizontally and vertically should put us in a better stead of advocacy, of bringing together the engagements with civil society, engagement with policymaker. I cannot, except something has happened between when I knew Pastor Laulu and today. I cannot imagine him wanting to hold an engagement, a high-level engagement, and we won't find quality people to attend. We know that there's a group, and that group we can bring in, but they need a platform to amplify their voice, to amplify what they're already doing. So there are going to be a series of engagements, and I don't know what, I'm going to check the concept paper again, but I assume the very first one is sub-regionalized engagements, asking people of culture in the different places to interface with this group. What in our culture, how would our culture deal with this? How does our culture deal with people that, I know the Yoruba culture calls them Akodayun. Akodayun, and we've dealt with it. Remember that it took Abiola to give a great platform to people with disability, and he made it a campaign issue. And ever since, the physically disabled people have been integrated in society. We all know that in those days, if you were blind, you are going to be a beggar. Until Cosmos, the guy who created that tricycle, came into the scene and changed it. After that, after they started to make their own, those with autism spectrum, Muyiwa Majekodumi, who is a well-known promoter, started to champion the cause of his 3 children that have autism. Before then, they never went out. He created a platform. His first son, who is over, I think he's 35. If you look at him, he looks like a 14-year-old boy. He's been pushed and he's playing music, and people are beginning to accept. Schools are springing up for autistic children. But it took somebody to fly that advocacy card and get the Nigerian public to look at it. This probably might be the third iteration. What we need to understand, that the very first thing, if you hear it, there's a fear that, are these lesbians or gays? No, they are not at all. It's a different thing. This is a biological situation. It's not that they decided to be intersex. That's how they were born. So let's allay the fear, or the fear that, oh, is this promoting gays and gays and lesbians are a different thing. So I am looking at one of the main events will be a national conference that will bring the intersex group with different segments of society, with educators, and we can do this at different phases, with educators, with religious leaders. And I can imagine having a forum where religious leaders from different Muslim, Christian, and so on will come together to talk about this. It's not going to be easy. It will need a good facilitator to be able to get people not to reduce it to, this is the work of Satan, because that will be damaging to them. We need them to speak on their behalf. We are just facilitators. And then, because we have a larger group of media owners, to give them space in their media to report what is happening. That's where we come in. We're coming in as information managers to help manage whatever information will come from the various engagements. And it has to be carefully managed, because I just posted in the chat what I got from, let me see. I don't know if everybody will get it because it depends on when you came in. They're on their site, they say Intersex Nigeria creates intersex visibility through public education, social engagements, build community for intersex persons to cohabit, provide psychological well-being support, and advocate for intersex rights. This is what they're saying. From all of this, you can see that our own work is cut out to amplify what they want to do. Because somebody has to tell me, when we eventually meet them first, to know who is there, and who they know, and who they can bring for those social engagements. Because people, we need to understand them. So, Chairman, this is how far I have tried to educate myself on this situation. The person who can speak authoritatively better than I do is Mrs. Lady Anchude. And it's not an academic thing. I think, yeah, it was, I think, Ogwagu, who was saying, is this not too academic? You know, is this an academic thing? I don't think so. I might be wrong, but I don't. But that is one of his misgivings, that this looks too academic.
Mm.
So
Okay.
that's my take.
All right. Yeah. Any other contribution? I thought somebody wanted to say something.
Well, I don't have much to add to what Kule is saying, but it's along those lines. I mean, the project specifically calls for innovation in whatever project we embark on. So there's got to be a way to weave that in there in the proposal.
Mm. All right. So I think, I mean, I didn't even have the clarity before now that I had to be part of the application process online. It's good to get that clarity tonight. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to push the proposal, what Dr. Amadou had written, and try to streamline it. So I will be engaging people individually now. We have to go to Dr. Pride, along the lines of what Dr. Odutola discussed. And then we have to have brainstorming sessions, so that we can move this thing forward. And we have to move very quickly. So what I'm going to propose is I'm going to call the Prides and find out what time is good for them, for us to sit down, maybe myself and them, and probably Dr. Odutola, so that in a smaller group, we can concretize these things very quickly, so that we can move forward with it. And some of the things that Dr. Odutola said, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Yeah, we have the media, we can organize the event, if we choose and when we choose, clearly by the grace of God, and to what I think Dr. Odutola had raised, somebody raised the question of the financing of what we are doing for now. Well, we are laying out, and I think we raised that point at the previous meeting. We are laying out the funds, the registration and stuff. We will at the appropriate time. I don't think it's necessary now to be giving the details about all of that, but we are getting it going. It will be transparent,
We lost him.
We can no more hear you.
stuff.
Okay.
We lost you for about a minute.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Not very
Hello?
well. Oh, he's not very well.
But you can hear me now.
Yes.
Yes.
I see you too.
Okay. I think they just changed the power source. They just changed the power source. There's a national strike in Nigeria, and the labor movement, they shut down the national grid. So anyway, so just to recap what I said that judging from what Dr. Odutola had said, the issue that he had raised, the approach that
We can't hear you again, Pastor Laolu.
okay. Can you
Okay,
guys hear me? I'm back. Yeah. Honestly, this technology at times, it knocks somebody's. So again, to summarize, we will just be taking action steps, call whoever is meant to do whatever, and then we move it along. If necessary, we will call another meeting this week. Okay. That's Can you guys hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So sorry, I don't know why there's so much hiccups here. So to summarize what I said again, so I'll be taking some of the issues that Dr. Dollar had raised. I will take it up with Dr. Pride. Going to set up a meeting with Dr. Pride and myself and Mr. Dr. Odutola to see how we can speed up the whole issues. What is the response to what the amendment that Dr. Amadou had proposed or the issues that they had raised. And then, we'll probably come back when we have some positive report, but because we need to move very speedily, the next thing that is going to happen is that I'm going to call the Pride and Colley, and we sit down and try and knock out these issues. And, as usual, if anybody also has comments, they can put it on the group and we adapt. Yeah, Colley, I can see your hand.
Yes, I just want to take us through the brainwave I'm having right now and run it. Okay, I think we can call all to contribute a certain now. Okay, come on. Okay, all right. The naming. Let me share with you what the brainwave, and I'm trying to record it as it's coming to me to see if anybody can fine tune this. I'm taking in mind innovative program we can brainstorm, and these are my own. Whatever innovative idea must be attractive to UNESCO. So I am thinking of media events that can engage senior editors. So it's a high level thing to broach the idea and get experts either from various countries, experts in psychology, experts in mental health to interface with this group, with the editors. Let them be educated. Once the editors at the level of the editors are and media owners, especially some of those we already have in our group that are not members of this. That is one idea, and the intersex group would also be there. And if possible, invite, from the budget to invite other intersex groups on the African continent to come and make a presentation. So the first is that this is a media-centric proposal that is going to help push this movement into the public sphere. The second one, once done, is media events for reporters. Because once their editors are aware of it, it is now a piece of cake, as we all know, to now get reporters that can come to a roundtable, educated, and then support them. So in the budget will be support for reporters to do detailed feature and analysis. Reporters do what they know how to do best. Once they have the contacts, they can go to town and do feature stories. Maybe even look for people who can do photo stories. Look for people who can do cartoons. Look for people who can, things like that are not just text, look for people who can maybe do documentaries, short documentaries that will pass on the media events we started off with the people, experts who know about it, the history, the origin, the biology of it. Okay. Then I'm asking her, and I'm going to copy this and see how I can keep it. How can we bring together this proposal group, NICO? What are the resources NICO can have to support what is on ground? And then the intersex group. So we are like the media mediators. We are the media animators to get these people, get them talking to each other. Okay, so NICO is a government organization. And like I think Brother Amadu said, there's no room for endorsements, but at least we can have it within the budget that we'll be talking to them. Their officers who are on the ground would also be brought in so that this next one, and I hope you know that I'm thinking on my feet now. So if anything doesn't gel, you can also just tell me. Engagement with National Psychology Association of Nigeria, to get them, what do they know? What clients have they met and all of that. And so once the Western perspective has been sought from the psychologists and mental health experts, I don't know who else, any other stakeholders that can throw more light in this. Then, and finally, or maybe we can put this at the top, engagement with cultural custodians. I'm looking at the various, the Eleburi bonds of this world and stuff and all of that, to bring them from different regions, because the Southwest will be looking at it differently. The Southeast, and then the Northeast and stuff, it's not going to be just one thing. So those custodians in different regions to give pointers to how our culture deals with marginalized groups like this. And I know that for the Yoruba one, we call them Akondayon. How do we deal with Akondayon? What does our culture say about them? Finally, I'm asking the questions. What are the deliverables? What are the things that at the end of this, lessons learned, and then 3. This is where Brother Amadu, I think when God created him, he created him as somebody who can do evaluation of the process and the outcome. I don't know anybody in this group who fits that bit. If there's anybody, please speak up. But these are the deliverables, and all of these, I think, should be within the budget. So this is what I have to say. I take notice of Princess's contribution about cost, and I think the chair will be able to determine that.
Okay. Thank you, colleague. So what it is that we have to do is, well, we do have a recording of this, but I think maybe going forward, it might be useful to have somebody making notes of some of these critical comments. Your comments are very useful. And I know that they are coming on the top of your head as you are saying it, but they are quite useful. Even it's quite educative, even for some of us in terms of some of the nitty-gritty details of what it is that we're going to do. So I don't know whether anybody wants to. I don't know, Pastor Aaron, can you help us in the absence of Dr. Chudi, just to to be having an oversight on all this, on the issue of the content of the project itself, you know, so that we know that somebody is making notes. I'm not asking you to do the minutes, Pastor Aaron. No. I'm just saying that some of the direction of the discussion on the project, the details, like some of the things that Collier has just spoken about, it will be good for this thing to be recorded by somebody and possibly shared on the group, so that as we are going, everybody can be internalizing what it is that we're going to do. Dr. Aaron, Pastor Aaron, are you able to do that? Please.
I was just wondering who did the last recording.
No, we didn't. We normally just depend on the visual recording of the Zoom. What we have is that we have a concept paper that has been written by Dr. Pride and commented upon, and some issues raised by Dr. Amadu. Now I'm going to take that. I'm going to take it forward. But some of the things that Collier has said tonight is going to be useful ultimately in how we describe what we're going to do in the registration, and essentially how the project itself is going to flow. Even if we don't adopt those things that he has said, you know, they are certainly like something that we can use as a template. You know, we can work around it, we can add to it, we can remove from it, you know, and I wanted to be sure that we are recording some of those highlights, you know, and possibly maybe colleague can even do us an outline of a short summary of what he said. But these things have to be documented, so that we are not just depending on our memory, or that we have to go and open the Zoom recording before we can remember some of these things.
No, for now, I think if I get the Zoom recording, I will be able to extract the highlights.
Okay, all right, excellent. So Colin, please make the well, I think you normally put the recording on the group. Please make the recording available to Pastor Aaron. Now on the suggestion of Princess Ogunwusi, let's put it on the table. Princess Ogunwusi is saying that I'm looking for it on the chat so that I can blah 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 blah. Where is it? It's not
if
on
you
the
look
meeting
into
chat.
if you look into the WhatsApp group,
It's
I
here
have it.
now.
I have copied it all
Oh
there.
yeah, it's on the WhatsApp group. Okay, I thought it was on the chat. Okay. Princess Ogunwusi is suggesting that we should is that to fund the registration and other immediate cost implications. I think we can all contribute a certain equal amount into a common purse ASAP, and immediately the NGO name is approved, we should open a bank account. That's a suggestion from the princess herself. So what do you guys think? Or maybe we should just ask the princess, give us an idea, how much should everybody contribute?
Chairman,
yes, go ahead.
I don't know, because I don't know. I think the lawyer may be able to tell us how much it costs for the registration.
Yeah.
And then maybe there are a few other things he might need to do, then we'll have an idea.
Okay. Our attorney, Tolu, can you give us, because we want to raise the money, can you give us an idea of the cost of this registration, maybe between yourself and Sheil?
Okay, sir. Yeah, the cost is I've raised the invoice, that's 160,000.
Okay, and that covers the registration.
It covers the registration, yes, sir.
Okay, so there you have it. So if we want to raise money and have extra to even open an account, so maybe we can even raise like 500. If you can raise 500, we will take the 160 out of it, and then we put the balance in the account when we open it. What do you guys think?
I don't understand the amounts in 100 and 500.
500,000 naira.
How much na dollars?
Well, it's roughly $400.
Okay.
But it's only the two of you that are spending dollars. Some of us is naira we are spending. I don't know where Princess is.
She's in Ireland. She spends pounds.
Okay.
Euro.
Euro. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's going to be easy for you guys to. I mean, I think we should charge you guys more money than those of us that are here. Myself and Pastor Hero, we are very humble. We are humble Nigerians spending naira. Okay, I mean, so maybe Princess, you can come up with an idea. I think we should raise 500 if we're going to do this. Let's just raise 500. We use 160 for the registration. When the registration is true, we put the balance in the account. Just like you suggested. And I think if it's 500,000 that we're trying to raise, depending on how many are we. Maybe we should just raise 50,000 naira each for starters, or 25,000 naira each for starters.
Yes.
And those of us that are, those of us that are in the abroad, you guys should raise, I don't know, 25 pounds each.
Please.
Eh?
It has to be equal.
It's not necessary. It doesn't have to be necessarily equal. Where is the equality? Anyway, I'm just kidding, But yeah, if we cannot raise minimum of how many are we? Call it
exactly. We need to know how.
Look, there are supposed to be 12 members on the proposal group. Remember, we splintered from a larger group.
Yes.
And in this one, there are what's it called? There are 12 members. In it. There are 12 members. Okay. Okay. I think we could rightly say there are 10 members. 10 members. Because Shehu is also involved, and Shehu is supporting with the administrative duties.
Yeah, no, don't count Shehu and Tolu.
Yeah, there are 10 of us. There are 10 of us.
So we could, if you're telling, let's just raise 50,000 each then. That comes to 500.
Yeah, there are 10 of us.
Okay, so Princess, how about that?
Oh, that is fine. I have no objection. But because we don't have an account now, do we have a common? If you just share the account details.
So what we will do is that, or what I will suggest is that we just do the legal way. Lawyers are known to have an escrow account. So Tolu is going to we're going to use Tolu's account, the lawyer, as an escrow account where the monies will go. And when we are registered, it will take out of the money to do the registration, and then when we are done and we want to move it, we move the balance into our account. So let's just do that. So we're going to have an escrow account that will be under Tolu. Tolu, is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. It's the practice, lawyers keep escrow accounts. So we will make Tolu will make his I think Kole, please add Tolu to the group, to the main UNESCO group. Yeah. Shehu, you make Tolu's information available, on the group, so that Kole will add him to the group, and then he will now indicate to us which account those contributions should go in, and he will be updating us that this is the amount that is in there, so that everybody knows what it is that we are doing. Okay.
All right, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so Kole, tomorrow yourself and myself will track down the price, and we will have a four-way meeting between the two of them and two of us. We trash these issues, and then we will call another meeting to update the house.
I think that's fine, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. And please make, although Aaron has gone, but make the recording available for him. If he were to be available, he could also join us.
Okay. I have sent something to your WhatsApp number. The bullet points of all I said, it's there. It just needs to be fleshing out. Those we agree with, how to go and stuff. Yeah.
Excellent.
But it's a media-centric thing to see, unless somebody else comes up with another idea. For now, we can say it's media-centric and advocacy and all. Competition, all these things that a funder will. I'm sure Brother Amadu he's very competent to do all of that, and he would be a consultant. So
we rely on Brother Amadu's expertise in these matters very well. So once we have once we have the meeting, as a matter of fact, Dr. Madu can also join us, so that we don't have to go back to him. But I will call, please try and call the Chudis to the colleague, so that we know we agree a time tomorrow that we can just do just a business type of meeting among us quickly to trash out the issues.
Okay. Not a problem, sir.
All right, sir. Okay. In the absence of any other discussion, we can adjourn. Ideas and comments can continue on the group, and I will report back on the group tomorrow on the outcome of tracking down the prides, myself and Dr. Amadu, and then Dr. Colley. Yeah.
Okay.
But the group is very quiet. You guys need to engage us in conversations.
Yeah. Well, the group, goes up and down. I'm sure that there will be long times. Yeah. We will keep the fire burning.
Yeah. We need to have conversations.
Yes, absolutely.
If you check the thing, I have posted the bullet points.
Yes, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Anybody can copy and begin to expand. Yeah. And we'll pick it up from there. All right.
We'll pick it from there. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.